everyone. So today I'm going to talk about a lady that I babysat for who didn't fully pay me. So it was Memorial Day and I was just hanging out with my sisters and stuff, and I get a message from a babysitting app, not care.com, and the lady was like, hey, can you babysit for me at 2:30? And I look at the time and I'm like, it's 1 o'clock. Like, yeah, like I didn't have anything going on Memorial Day because my mom wasn't here and we were just hanging out. I was like, yeah, I can babysit just from 2:30 to when? She was like, text me, and gave me her number. Like, wouldn't message me back on the app, and I was like, that's kind of weird. Nope, like, okay, I'll text you. So I texted her and I was like, hey, you need me from 2:30 until when? She was like, 2:30 to 7:30, just 5 hours. Like, I hope that's okay. I'll give you $100 and it's for 3 boys. That's $20 an hour for 3 kids. Okay, so $100 for the 5 hours, that's fine. So I go to her house, and so she texts me and she goes, are you almost there? And I was like, yeah, like I just parked, I'll walk up in 2 seconds. And I thought about it and I was like, almost there? Like, what? That's kind of weird. Okay. So I knock on the door and a little kid opens the door and I'm like, hey, like, where's your mom? And he was like, I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? He was, I don't know where she went. Am I at the right address? I was like, I need to babysit for you guys or something. And he was like, maybe, yeah. And let me come in. Like, he opened the door and was like, you can come in. And he was like, what's my mom's phone number? So I like read off his mom's number and he was like, okay, I guess you're the babysitter. I could just have his mom's number and I could just go to kill him. And he's like, yeah, like, you know my mom's number, I guess you're the babysitter. So I walk in and I text her because I'm at her house and she's not there and I'm with this kid and I'm like looking at him like, you just let a complete stranger in your house, but whatever, stranger danger is not a thing here. And so I texted her and I'm like, hey, are you almost here? Like, where are you? She was like, yeah, I was just shopping, like, I'll be there in 2 minutes. So I'm like, hey, like, what's your name? How old are you? He's like, I'm John and I'm 9. And I was like, okay, John, like, you're 9 and you're home alone and you let a stranger in your house. So the front door was locked and you hear this banging and it's like, John, open the door. And I was like, so I walk up to the front door and I try to get it unlocked and the mom is trying to unlock it while I'm trying to unlock it. So I'm locking it, she's unlocking it, and then I'm unlocking it, and yeah. So she's yelling. She's like, John, open the door right now. And I finally get it unlocked and I open the door and I'm like, hi. And she was like, hi. So she walks in with her other kid, her sister, and her sister's kid. She walks in, looks at me and goes, sorry, the house is a mess, and walks straight upstairs. So did her sister, and I was like, okay, hi, I'm Alyssa, I'm the babysitter, bye, okay. So I'm sitting downstairs with these 3 boys, and it's hella awkward, because like the moms are upstairs, and they didn't say anything to me. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. I didn't know if I was supposed to like follow her or anything. So I'm sitting there with these boys just waiting. 30 minutes later, they come down, like both the moms come down, and I'm like, okay, like, leave, like I've been here, this is weird. You haven't talked to me. So the mom comes down. She was wearing a onesie. It wasn't a swimsuit. She was wearing a onesie. She was wearing a onesie and it was like a tank top and it was very low cut, and like under her boobs there were slits too. So her boobs were hanging on a thread by like these little pieces of cloth. And I'm like looking at her and I'm like, hi, yeah, okay, have fun. Like I couldn't even look at her because it was so uncomfortable. And her skirt that she was wearing was a fishnet skirt. And it was like a little bit above her knees, but the fishnet wasn't like small fishnet tights. It was like, the holes were like this big. Like there were, she shouldn't have been wearing pants. Like it was weird. It looked like I went fishing, got the net, and just put it on her. And I was like, that's a look. Like that is a look. You're a mom. Like what are you wearing? And the sister of the mom is wearing like a tube top and a really tiny skirt. Where the hell are they going? It's Memorial Day and it's 3 p.m. now. Like what? Like 3 p.m. to 7:30? Like where are you going? So she's wearing this like outfit of choice and she's like, yeah, just like eat whatever you want. Like the boys are bad, just let them play Xbox. Like that's probably all they'll do the whole time. And the sister goes to her son. She goes, Jacob, at 8 o'clock, you need to shower. And she looks at me and she goes, can you just remind him to shower at 8? And I thought that was weird because I was like, I'm leaving at 7:30. Why would I tell him at 8 to shower. Like, I'm not gonna be here. So I thought that was weird, but I like didn't say anything, and I was just like, whatever, like she probably doesn't know what time that they're coming back. So they leave. So the younger one is like throwing a fit because he wants to play this Xbox game. I think it was like zombies or something. I don't know. But he was like, let me play, let me play. And of course they have 2 controllers for 3 kids. Should have brought one of my Xbox controllers over. So they were fighting the whole entire time about who was taking turns when. And John, the oldest, was like, I'm gonna play the whole time because this is my game, this is my Xbox. And I was like, okay, like, whatever, that's fair. So Romeo, the youngest, was freaking out the whole time, screaming, like, throwing a fit. And these kids were, like, bad. Like, they just, I don't think they were ever taught manners. Like, I never complain when I babysit. Like, normally, like, there's some kids that are, like, having rough days or they're grumpy, and I get that. Like, they're kids. What do you expect? These kids were like, no, we don't have to listen to you. We're gonna be bad kind of kids. And the oldest, John, was getting really angry because his younger brother, Romeo, was like throwing stuff at him while he was playing his Xbox game, and it was like throwing him off or whatever. He's like, Alyssa, can you tell him to stop throwing things at me? I was like, you're 9 years old. Why don't you tell him to stop throwing things at you? Like, it's your brother, use your words. And he goes, I thought you were supposed to be babysitting. I was like, I am, but like, you can tell him to stop. The youngest one is still pissed because he can't play the zombie game. So he picks up a Nerf gun that's literally like this big and he chucks it at his brother's head. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, Romeo, stop, like you're being bad. And so he starts crying and like throwing a fit, like throwing himself on the ground, like, I just want to play Xbox, like, just let me play zombies, freaking out, kicking things, starts like knocking things over. And I'm like, you are acting like you're 2 years old. I was like, Romeo, you are 5. Stop acting like this. He was like, I just want my mom to come home, blah, blah. And I was like, so do I. Like, when is she coming home? So then I had a system to where the oldest brother could play the Xbox the whole time because it was his game, whatever. And I had it to where the cousin played 2 games, and then when he died the second time, the youngest brother had to play 2 times. When he died, the cousin played back and forth like that. They didn't want the youngest playing because I guess he's like really bad. He's 5. It's a game. Like, whatever. Who cares? So the youngest would die after like 30 seconds. And then he would get pissed. And then he'd be like, that was just like 20 seconds. Like, let me play again. So my whole system was just falling apart because they weren't listening to me, because they didn't listen to me about anything. Like, kids were being so bad and they weren't listening to each other. Like, they wouldn't share, which was so annoying. So I was just getting so fed up. So at this point, it's like 7:15. So I'm like, thank God, I have 15 more minutes until the like moms come back and then I can leave. So the mom sends me a nice little text at 7:29 and says, on my way, I was on a boat and there is an issue with the engine, but we're finally taking off. I appreciate you. And I put, okay, no problem, because like I understand, like things happen. So then I wait, because I'm like, all right, is she coming home or is she not? So I wait. And then at 8:08 p.m., the aunt texts me and she goes, hi, this is Jacob's mother. How are the kids? Can you have Jacob go upstairs and take a shower? I left his clothes up there. At this point, I already made him shower because I made him shower a while ago because he was being so bad. I was like, can you go shower? Like, just go shower. I put, they're okay. He already showered and he has clothes on. She put, we are running late. Is that okay? I put, yes, that's fine. And then she texts me and put, baby, pick up. And put, sorry, wrote message, LOL. I put, it's okay. And then she put, did they eat? I put, I fed them even though I wasn't sure if they would eat at 7:30 when you guys got back or not. Hope that was okay. She put, okay, thank you, Alyssa. Can you please put them to bed and watch a movie? We'll be there soon. I'm so appreciative. Put them to bed and watch a movie. She put, tell him I'll get him GTA tomorrow. What? Like, okay. I put, okay. So then I texted the mom because I was getting super annoyed, and at this point it's 9 o'clock and I was curious to know if I was still getting $100, because that would have been like less than what I should have got. So I put at 9:06, I put, hey, what's the hourly rate you're paying? She said, I will give you 120 for your troubles. 120. Okay, that's an hour extra. Like, at this point, you're an hour and a half late, like, and you're still not here. And then she said, do you have Cash App? Cash App from the first lady that I ranted about. I deleted it, so I was like, whatever, I'll re-download it. So I was like, yeah, I have Cash App. She said, I'll send you 50 today and 70 tomorrow. At this point, I was so over it. I was like, okay. I put, okay, how far away are you? And this was at 9:16. She put, I need your username for the app or whatever, and 35 minutes. So then at 9:50, the aunt texts me and says, be there in 20. Are the kids sleeping? And I text her, are you guys actually on your way? And then I put, not yet. And she put, yeah, on the highway. I put, okay, because Jessica said 35 minutes ago that you guys would be here in 35 minutes. She put, sorry, there's traffic, but yes, we should be there soon. So then the mom texts me, the same time that the aunt was like, we're in traffic, we're on the way. And she texts me a picture of her in traffic. Traffic. Her in traffic. First of all, she's taking a picture while she's driving. Secondly, there is one car in the lane. Traffic. So while I'm waiting, the mom that was driving did end up paying me $50 on the Cash App. So I was like, okay, like she'll pay me 70 tomorrow, whatever. Like she really owes me like 160 at this point, but whatever. If she's gonna short me $40, I just want to leave. So they didn't show up until 10:45. Like, okay, like you just left when you sent that picture. So she said she was leaving at 7:29 and then didn't get there until 10:45. They ended up actually going to like Fort Lauderdale on a boat, which is 30 minutes, if that. So yeah, okay. So at 10:45, the aunt walks in and goes, you can leave. I was like, where's the mom? Like, where is she? I thought it was, no? Okay. So she's like, were they good? And I was like, no, you know, like, they were pretty bad. And I actually said it. They were the worst kids I've ever babysat for. No, like, they kind of fought. And she was like, yeah, I figured. So I'm like, hey, like, where's the mom? And she's like, she's in the parking lot. Like, you can leave. Like, she'll come in later. What? Like, she was like, yeah, like, you can go. Like, you'll probably see her. She's in the parking lot. I've never had, like, someone else, like, dismiss me. Like, the mom didn't even come in to be like, thank you so much. Like, I'm sorry I was 3 hours late. Like, I'm Jessica, by the way, and I'm sorry that I kind of just ran out on you, didn't really introduce myself. Nothing. The mom was just in the parking lot. So I leave, I go to the parking lot, and I don't see the mom. So then the next day, I texted the mom, and I said, hey, when should I expect the rest of the babysitting money? It was 4 p.m., so, like, she probably would have sent money by then. And then at 9:30, I sent her a question mark, like, hey, like, where are you? And she never responded. So I started requesting money on the app. So I requested $70 and I put babysitting money because you can title it. Nothing. So the next day, I requested money, requested $70, and I put question mark. No response. The next day, I requested $70 and put hello. The next day, I requested $70 and I put scam. And just never heard from her. So then on Tuesday, June 13th, 15 days later, I get a text from the app at 7:37 in the morning on Tuesday. She declined all of my money requests. So I texted her today and I said, please do not ever ask me to babysit again. Because she didn't pay me, like, she didn't pay me the full amount. She paid me $50 to babysit her kids for 8 hours. 3 kids for 8 hours. And she paid me $50. The worst kids I've ever babysat for in my life. And she paid me $50. She didn't pay me anymore. Yeah, she just straight up had the nerve at 3:37 in the morning to decline all my requests. She was probably drunk, and they were drunk. They were 100% drunk when they got back too. At least the aunt was. She was messed up. So, like, oh my god, I was like, how can you just not pay someone? Like, I am stressed out thinking about it. She lives so close to my house too. I could be like, hi, where's the rest of my money? But I don't really care enough. Like, I don't ever want to see her again. I told her that I'm not babysitting for her, so I hope she got the message. So if you guys liked this video, or if you like me, subscribe, give it a like. If you don't like me and you don't like this video, I'm not sure why you watched the whole thing, so I will see you guys next Sunday.